All right, good afternoon. Welcome. We're going to talk to you what we believe could be the transformation of the TD Coliseum experience in Hamilton. We're all from the Southern Alberta Institute of Technology. My name is Brad Sinix.
I'm Morgan Matwee.
I'm Abdullah Ghazal.
And to kick things off, we'll talk to you about, we have a problem, we have a strategy, and we have our solution. I'm not going to dwell into the details of the problem because it's the same problem everyone's been trying to solve all day, but just to mention, we do appreciate that there's a lot of people coming from Toronto and the outside areas into Hamilton, which is creating a bigger, a greater congestion problem with both pedestrians and traffic. So what we've tried to do is just improve the overall experience through the application of some innovative geomatics tools. So our solution then is to really use the fusion of multiple different sensors to bring them all together using the Internet of Things, AI, machine learning, and ultimately to help inform better decision making and improve safety for everybody involved.
Yeah, so when you have a large event crowd, you have unpredictable crossings. So regular crosswalk signals unfortunately don't work for surge conditions, as it causes a lot unsafe crossings as well as transit delays. So what we propose implementing is a dynamic passive pedestrian detection system that uses infrared or visible cameras, radar and LiDAR. So it would detect people waiting and people still crossing the crosswalk. A study done in Bellevue, Washington shows that the use of LiDAR reduces inaccuracies in pedestrian detection, which leads to a smoother traffic flow. What it essentially does is it automatically extends or shortens the time of for pedestrians to cross based on the demand on the crosswalk. And as you can see here, the radar is constantly scanning for pedestrians, and the use of radar and thermal cameras actually also takes into consideration the safety or the privacy of the public. So we also want to implement the same system for data collection using radars and infrared and visible cameras and LiDAR, where it would count the pedestrians at the entrances of the Coliseum and along the routes towards the Coliseum, while also estimating wait times by measuring movement direction and speed. And the Coliseum management would use this data to identify choke points in real time, and also redirect the crowd using signage, which will reduce congestion before it forms. And as you can see here, this would basically be a screen line where it shows using photogrammetry, which it would show the direction people are and the count of people going towards and away from the Coliseum.
Now, how will all these people be getting downtown? A lot of them will be driving. But what is the worst part about driving? It is trying to find a parking spot in a very busy area. In order to improve this, we recommend that you add in cameras such as photogrammetry cameras that use AI and smart learning into previous infrastructure that will count the open spots that are available and use that data to put it on a little screen outside of parking lots to make it easier for pedestrians and drivers to know if there's open spots for parking. In 2023, Toronto had a Transportation Innovative Challenge where they have a report that has data that proves the effectiveness of in-ground electromagnetic sensors, low-resolution and high-resolution cameras that tracks parking.
Okay, so what could this look like for both the TD Coliseum and the city of Hamilton? We envision like a centralized dashboard that can both be rolled out to the attendees, or maybe there's festival attendees in the summer, they're coming in looking for parking, so the city can leverage all of this data, but it would integrate the parking data, the traffic data, and some of the pedestrian data specifically around the TD Coliseum, so we didn't get the entrances 1, 2, and 3 right at the front getting overcrowded and all the other ones being underutilized. So in addition to that, it would provide the city with comprehensive data collection that would allow them to better manage their traffic systems. One of the other ideas we had was some LED signage, and that could be either on the entrance to the city, identifying what parking areas may or may not be free, but also signage on the TD Coliseum, maybe over the entrances, listing the wait times for the different entrances based upon the information we're gathering. And the picture here is just kind of showing how that flow might occur. So what we did to help look at what was existing already within the city of Hamilton and what could be added, we looked through some of the data, public data available, and specifically looked at the average daily traffic, which is in blue. The thicker lines represent busier streets, the thinner ones less busy streets. And then also the location of the intelligent traffic systems that the city of Hamilton has deployed in over 300 intersections across the city. And if you notice here close to the Coliseum, there's really only one of those. So maybe some additional ITS systems in and around the area would improve things. And additionally, maybe some cameras on some of the main arteries into the city to give you a better idea of how traffic fluctuates with the different events that you're hosting. And just one thing of note, there are studies out there that show up to 30% of your traffic during an event, people looking for parking. And if you can cut that back by even a small percentage, you've reduced the traffic volume, you've improved public safety, and so on.
The benefits of using this integrated approach that we have described will lead to more information going to the public. This will decrease the traffic, which will make it far safer for the public, as well as this will lead to a better customer experience for people going to the TD Coliseum and will make them want to come back and enjoy the beauty that the city has to offer. We'd like to recognize the people that made this opportunity for us to come here if possible, and would love to answer any questions. Thank you for your time.